Hello, YouTube pipers. I'm trying the pipe that I worked on again to see if the tobacco tastes any better in it. Paladin Piper recommended using Paladin Black Cherry. He said that's the one that should break in a pipe like this. We'll see. I'm thinking it might just be the pipe. I don't know what's wrong with it, but don't know if it's something I did or if it's just, I don't know. No, I'm not crazy about how it tastes. I'll give it one more try after this. And if it still doesn't make the tobacco taste worth a toot, I will not keep it. I will put it in a drawer somewhere, I guess, or we'll see. I don't know. I hate to think it's something I did. I see that my subs have creeped up to 270 something now. And I've kind of decided to go with a gift certificate from smokingpipes.com. Pardon me. It won't be all that much, I don't reckon, but still somebody can put it towards something if they want it. I was thinking a $25 gift certificate might buy some pipe cleaners if nothing else. Some of those Codger brands you can pick up for close to 25, so. Anyway, that's what I think I've decided about that. I've got a few names already to write up on little slips of paper and fold them up and put them in a hat and pick one out. And I'll do that eventually down the line. See if anybody else is interested in a gift certificate. Seemed like there was something else. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Thought I'd go back to 1969. 69? Yeah, 1969. When I was having some problems with my studies. And I was flunking. Something I'd never done before. Excuse me, I had this frog in my throat that I can never get rid of. I don't know why. Feels like I need a scraper to get down in there. But anyway, instead of studying one night, I was with Clyde, and we were sitting there sipping a few drinks. When he said to me, well, "What you think of the idea that I asked about the other day?" Well, I couldn't think about what he was talking about. But eventually it came out that I had no clue what he was talking about, so he'd have to tell me. He said about bowling. I said, what about bowling? I'm not a big bowling fan. He said, well, I thought we could get together with a few other folks and play for the beer frames. And I said, well, what are beer frames? He said, whenever you're the low roller in a frame, you buy the beers. I said, well, that won't work for me. I'm not a good bowler, and I don't have any money because I'm a student. He said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pay for your frames since you don't have any money. I said, well, that's sounding a little better to me, but I've still got to study for school. I don't really have time. He said, it won't take that much time out of your schedule. He said, I got to have the signatures so that we can form the league. I said, a league? Why do we have to form a league? Or a team for a league? He said, because that's just the way it's done if we're going to go up there and all of us get together. Well, I definitely wasn't in tune for a league, but he seemed to be wanting that. I said, well, what's that going to cost? He said, don't worry about it. I'll pay for your part in it. I said, well, a league, I thought we were just going to play for beer frames. He said, we are. It's nothing big. We're just going to, like I say, get together with a few, and we'll just show up on league night, and we'll roll some balls and drink some beer. I said, I'm okay with drinking beer. But I said, I'm not a good player, so I'd be the one always buying the beer. And he said, you always get better the more you play. I said, well, I'll believe that when I see it. So he went to get some chasers or something. And he said, while I'm gone, why don't you think about a name for the team? I said, all right. I'll think about it while you're gone. When he got back, he said, well, what'd you think? I said, the beer drinkers. That's what we're going for, right? He said, I don't like that. I was thinking the Calvert Extras. I said, if we're drinking beer, you don't want a liquor name. I said, how about the Beerholics? He said, no. How about the Booze Hounds? I said, it's supposed to be beer, remember? He said, let's do something with a international flavor. How about the Beer Hall Puts? I said, no, that sounds too much like something Hitler would do. I said, how about the Roller Schnapps? He said, what the hell is that? I said, well, roller, you roll a ball. Schnapps is a German drink. He said, no, I don't like that. It's supposed to be beer, remember? How about the Drunk Bunch, he says. Well, I said, maybe. I don't know. He said, let's do it with that German. We'll do it like with an accent. The Drunken Bunchen. I said, why don't we just call ourselves the Drunks? He said, I know just the perfect thing. He said, it's El Borrachos. I said, what the heck is that? It sounds Spanish. He said, that's what they call me at work. I said, El Borrachos, huh? He said, yeah, how about that? It's got a good ring to it. Well, before I knew anything about Spanish, that was kind of a bastardization of a Spanish word, because instead of El Borrachos, it should have been Los Borrachos. And Borrachos is really an adjective. and not a noun. It was totally off the wall, but it sounded good. I said, all right. He said, now we got to figure out what our team shirts are going to look like. I said, I've got the perfect thing for the back. He said, what? I said, a big red dot. Now in South Carolina, all the liquor stores have big round dots on the side of the building, somewhere where it's seen, and you know that's a liquor store. Somebody said it was because it's always open from sunrise to sunset, which is a big round sun. So anyway, he said, yeah, I like that. A big round circle, red. And we'll have L up top and Borrachos on the bottom. I said, that sounds really good. I like that. So that's what we did. He turned in the paperwork, turned in the money. He paid everything because I didn't have any money. It was his idea. Now, this is what it was for me. Beer frames, and that's it. We just like to get drunk together. And I didn't care about bowling one way or the other. So anyway, he got the shirts. Black shirts with our names on the above the pocket, and El Borrachos on the back with the big red circle. That was a sharp looking bowling shirt. I had that for years afterwards, till it finally just disintegrated. I love that shirt. Anyway, first night came up. All his pals from work that had joined with him all showed up, and we had a night of bowling. Low man on the team. Didn't score very well at all because I'm just not a bowler. Now my mother and my dad were on teams, and they were pretty good. But me, like I said, it was a reason to get out and have a few beers. Didn't care about the bowling at all. Well, toward the end of the season, we were at the bottom of the league. I could care less. I was getting my beers for free because Clyde was paying for them. Well, as I was getting ready, I guess there were about 6 more games to go or something like that. And I was over there tying my shoes on and trying to find a ball and all that stuff. And Clyde was talking to me. One of his friends came over, kind of looked at me funny and said, I want to talk to you for a minute, Clyde. Over here. Didn't want me around. And I went ahead and found a ball that I could use. And Clyde came over and said, think you can play real good tonight? I said, why? What's the problem? He said, well, the guys, they really don't like being at the bottom of the league. I said, well, I thought you and I formed this team just because we wanted to have some beers on a weeknight. He said, well, yeah, but I'm the head of the team, and the other guys don't want to be at the bottom of the league. They'd like to win something like most improved or something. I mean, we were dead last. I said, I'll try. He said, you know, they say that you bowl even worse the more beers you have. And I said, well, that's because I just want to get rid of the ball so I can get a beer. He said, well, how about for me try and do a little better? I said, all right, I'll do the best I can. Well, I bowled pretty good. Now, I think my highest at any time in my life was 120, and I may have made a 120 that night, which for me was really good. Well, we did pretty good that night because everybody else bowled really well. Seems I was the one holding them back. But to me, it was beer night. That was all it was to me. And that was supposed to be what it was for Clyde, too. But I could see in his eyes, he wanted to do something, too. He was kind of fed up with being at the bottom of the league. He wanted to win some kind of a medal, too, or trophy. Trophy is what you win. So the next day when I saw him, I handed him my shirt and I said, I'm turning in my shirt because I'm quitting. I need to study some more. I'm not doing that well in school, and I think I need to devote that time to studying. Didn't bother him a whole lot because he said, okay, that's fine. I understand that you want to do that. Well, I was kind of disappointed. He was okay with that, but still, it was his team. And all of a sudden, he wanted to do better. So I could see that. Well, the next few games, they did pretty well without me. And I think they did win the most improved little statue. And I congratulated Clyde. But he gave me my shirt back. He said, here, you keep this. And remember us, El Borrachos. And I said, all right, I'll do that. Which I did for years. I had that thing in the closet. I used to wear it on occasion, just to wear it. But it was a fun time. A night during the week when I should have been studying, I was out drinking beer because I had an excuse to drink beer. And for me, it was free because Clyde had promised that he would pay for my frames when I lost, and he bought a lot of beer. Maybe another reason he wanted to get rid of me too. We never did anything like that again. But I was really disappointed because to me, the whole idea, and to him in the beginning, the whole idea was just to go out, have some laughs, throw a ball at some sticks down at the end of the alley, and drink a beer. And it was fun. They got a little too serious about it in my book. For me, it was just for the fun. For them, it got to be a serious game that they wanted to win. Never understood that concept, but that's just me. Anyway, this thing seems to have liquid collecting down here for some reason. Because I can hear it going splutter, splutter as I pull in the smoke. So I don't know. The tobacco itself wasn't particularly moist. I mean, it was kind of dry. So I don't know what's causing that. I don't know. Okay, well, I've decided on a $25 gift certificate. And I don't know when the drawing will be. I'll see if anybody else gets in on this. But I figured the gift certificate would probably be the best to avoid any of the problems with mailing tobacco and all that, especially if somebody out of the country wins it, because then I understand that you can't, because there's all kinds of fees and everything. So I'm going to go with that. I hope everybody will be okay with that. But most of them said it was my decision, so I think that's what I've decided. I'll give it to the end of the week, see if anybody else signs up and wants to be a part of it. Once again, I want to thank everybody for joining up, making comments. I love comments. I try to answer them all. For a guy that doesn't know diddly about pipes or tobacco or even smoking a pipe, I've certainly been welcomed into the group. And I'm very grateful. And I have fun telling these stories because it brings back memories for me that I just thoroughly enjoy. And sometimes they spark memories in y'all's minds too, so that's good. Memories are good. I like the shape of this pipe. I like the way it hangs. Could be a little longer maybe, because every time a flame jumps up, I think it's going to catch my straw hat on fire. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope I haven't bored you. It rained a few minutes ago and passed over with some thunder and lightning. Not much, but a little bit, enough to scare Hunter a bit. I sat over there with him and he ignored me, so that's his life pretty much. He ignores me. But at least he can sleep on that soft bed and enjoy the time he has, if that's called enjoyment, because I think he's just a depressed puppy, and I'm sorry for that. All right, folks. Everybody take care of yourself. God bless you. Till the next time. Bye-bye.